of the Fab 14 in February. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. If you want the introduction to this video, please head over to February 1st's video, especially if you're new, so that you can find out all about what we're doing today. For those of you that have been following along, this is so exciting. Excuse me. Very happy to be spending this time with you, and thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. I've been trying to respond promptly. I hope I got to everybody. If I haven't gotten back to you, it's only because I'm trying to find the information that you asked for. So on that note, if you don't know who I am, sorry, I'm Linda, and I'm coming to you from the sunny southeast of Ireland. It is currently super foggy, super foggy day. But we are going to go over my cast on from yesterday, which was the Lemongrass by Johi Locatelli. And then we are going to spin for the 9th cast on in my Fab 14 in February. Oh, I have been having so much fun. And I think you all are recognizing I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Love that you're following along vicariously. And I have to say, the whole spinning wheel piece has really caught on. It was not my idea. I am not the originator of that idea. But what do they say about genius or intelligence? Being intelligent doesn't mean you come up with all the good ideas. It just means that you know when to use them. How and when to use them. So yes, and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And so I got the spinning wheel thing from Ange of Yarn and Yarns, I do believe. And there was another podcast or two that was using a spinning wheel for something else. But the spinning wheel is a free app that you can use to do all sorts of things. And my, have you all been quite ingenious in how you're going to use the spinning wheel. So, and I love this. I'm going to adopt some of your ideas. This is where we inspire each other, right? So, using it to put all your current whips, and I'm going to do that. All of the current whips that are not part of the Fab 14, plus the whips, oh, you can't see it, it's behind my ottoman. I have a big bag full of the whips that we have been doing in the Fab 14 in February. All of them are going to go onto a spinning wheel, and I'm going to spin, and that's what I'm going to knit. I think that was a fabulous idea. Someone else had broken their whips into different project categories like accessories, garments, home decor, and they were having spinning wheels for each of those. One person had a spinning wheel that was all the socks they wanted to knit. So I thought that was fabulous. And so they, rather than figure out what they were going to knit, they put it on a spinning wheel. So anyway, I just think it's fabulous. The spinning wheel can be used for so many things. But the spinning wheel for this, for my purposes, is to choose my next cast on, which will be the 9th cast on. So before we go into that, let's see how far I got with Johi Locatelli's Lemongrass. So I'll put a picture up here. You've seen it enough. You saw it yesterday a lot. So I was going to knit the size 3, which was a 47-inch circumference, because you need 8 inches of positive ease. Oh, I should explain my hair. Sorry, guys. This is how I dry my hair. Sorry, I'm digressing, but you're probably wondering, what the heck is this, you know, Star Trek-y kind of hairdo? This is actually how I curl my hair, you know, so all shower shampoo and shined, and my hair is up in one big roller and clipped at the back. So this is how I curl my hair, and if I remember, I'll undo it at the end of this video, but this is the real me. Hey, yay, there you go. Okay, so sorry, I was knitting, so this pattern, awesome, top down to start, which is great. Then you knit the panels front and back flat. 6mm needles, yay me, also great. Aran weight yarn, bulky or Aran weight yarn. The gauge on this is supposed to be 13 stitches by 20 rows. This is important, foreshadowing. I was going to knit the size 3, which was 47-inch circumference, which gives me exactly 8 inches of positive ease. Yesterday you saw that I did cast on with the 6mm needles, and it was too loose. Like the fabric was, like all the stitches were, you could see through them. And so that's not really what I prefer. That's not what I prefer. I wanted something a little bit tighter. And I don't know if the yarn that I chose, now the yarn that I'm knitting with, for those of you that are new or not, haven't been around, this is Malabrigo worsted. It is a 4-ply and it is just 100% merino and it is superwash and it's nice and plump. But it's worsted, not Aran or bulky. It's a worsted weight, not Aran or bulky. So I'm a little bit shy on thickness. And so when I did it on the 6mm needles, it was just too loose and I didn't like that fabric. So I knew I was gonna have to go down a needle size. Well, I went down 2 needle sizes to a 5mm. So 2 full needle sizes, and I decided to cast on the size 4, so go up 1 size. Now, if I'd really been thinking about it, I would have decided to go up 2 or 3 sizes. Because when you go down 2 needle sizes in a pattern, that makes a huge amount of difference. Me, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants and I'm making decisions, not always the greatest decisions, but I do make these decisions. And needless to say, I cast on with a 5.5 and I am loving the fabric. Look at my cables. That is the cable portion. I guess it actually goes this way. Nope, I had it right. This is the top. That is the cable portion that I have started, and and I'll tell you a little bit about my methodology. And I'm going to show you one of the shoulder sets, but this is actually a shoulder seam. Don't know if you can see that too clearly, but on the one side you have a left leaning increase and on the other side you have a right leaning increase. So hopefully you can see that. Not 100% sure that you can, but love that. A lot of people skipped the right and left leaning cable increases on the raglan. I chose to do it and I'm glad I did. Made a few mistakes, but no harm, no foul. I'm glad I did. I like that detail. It's not in this yarn is not showing the cabling as prominently, those small little right and left leaning cables. It's not showing it too prominently. It's showing the basket weave very nicely. So I'm very happy with that. And look at, can you see the fabric now? It is still a loose gauge, which this pattern says knit it at a loose gauge. So I can still see through it. You can you can still see through the yarn. But I like that this is much more a solid fabric than my first try. And the cables would not have turned out this way had I stuck with a 6mm needle. Now, decisions. So I checked my gauge. The gauge on the pattern is supposed to be 13 stitches by 20 rows. I am at 18 stitches by 28 rows. So significantly smaller. As a matter of fact, more than 1 size. You know, I should have gone up more than 1 size. Well, lucky me. And thank you, Hohi. That's all I'm gonna say. Because literally size 4, 5, 6, and 7, those are the biggest sizes, all have the same stitch count. And the only difference is how many raglan increases you do. So yay me. I have not messed it up. When I did my gauge, I thought, this is gonna be a little smaller than I thought. I am happy to say that I am on track. This is good. I am well into my sweater. And so I'm loving this. So obviously this is the top part that you're knitting in the round. And then once you're ready to separate you knit a little bit beyond the separation for the sleeves, and then you carve off and you start going flat on the front and back. So that said, what else did I want to tell you about this? Okay, so how am I keeping track? So because this pattern, while it is not difficult to do, it does take a little bit of getting used to the setup because I've got 3 or 4 things going on all at the same time. One, you are doing raglan increases, which are cable left and right. So you need to pay attention to cable left or cable right increases. So that's one thing that's going on. At the same time, you've got this basket weave pattern right in the middle. Now, the raglan shaping is only a 2-row repeat. So 1 row is a knit and 2 rows, the first row is the cable increases on the raglan, and the second row is just knit. Okay, that's one thing that's going on. The other thing that's going on is the basket weave, and that is a 7-row repeat. So in order to keep myself organized, this is very messy. You should do it on a different piece of paper. I know that the depth of my yoke is a 2-round pattern instruction. Row 1 is increase, row 2 is a knit. Row 1, row 2, you keep repeating row 1 and row 2 for a certain number of increases. And I write down the page 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 for however many repeats I have to do that. Then you've got the basket weave pattern, which is a 7-row repeat. So then right beside my 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, because I'm going vertically, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For all of the raglan, like right beside all the raglan increases. And that way I can see exactly, and I mark off as I do each round. So I mark off, did I do row 1? Yes. Did I do row 2? Excellent. But when I do row 1, that's also 1 of the basket weave. Row 2 is row 2 of the basket weave. Row 1 again is row 3 of the basket weave. Row 2 again is row 4 of the basket weave, and so on. So in order to keep myself organized, I have to write the numbers down, and I have to not only mark it off when I do it, but I circle the numbers that I'm on, that I'm currently working on. And I do that because if I put my project down at all, I will not know where I am. I am not that good at reading my knitting, so that is something that I must do. So this is how far I've gotten. I'm very excited. Again, I'm very loath to put this one down because it is a fun knit. And just looking at all the patterns, the way people have hacked this pattern. So 1, you can apparently use any gauge you want of yarn because again, size 4, 5, 6, and 7, it's all the same stitch count. And I went down 2 needle sizes, so I probably should have gone up 2 sizes in the pattern. And it's all the same. So really the only difference is how deep do you make the yoke? And that is easy peasy. But people have done short sleeves and made it a tunic. People have put the turtleneck on, not put the turtleneck on. Some people have sewn the sides and just, sewn on the buttons for fashion. Other people have made the buttonholes. I think I might, and the number of buttons and buttonholes has changed depending on how people have made it. So this is very versatile. And now I've been seeing some ways other people have styled this garment. And now I'm thinking it would also be very cute over a flowy dress. So again, not just a sweatshirty garment, it's gonna be very versatile in my wardrobe. So I'm super stoked, very happy with it, and highly recommend this pattern to everybody. There you go. And if anybody's knitting it and have any questions, let me know because I have muddled my way through it. The instructions are very clear. You just have to read the instructions and pay attention to where there are asterisks. Linda, read patterns. This is a theme. This is a theme with me. I also don't use a cable needle. I am quite comfortable to pinch my stitches at the front or pinch my stitches at the back, depending on what is required. And I'm probably good to, basically to about 4. So a cable front and back 8 would be easy for me to do. Okay, on that note, it is time to spin the wheel. So let's get the wheel. The spinning wheel. Now, keep in mind, I populated the wheel with more than 14 patterns, 20 options in total. I have 12 options left, but only 6 days of the FAB14 in February. So here's the spinning wheel. Let us spin. Doodles, yay, a summer knit. Oh, so excited. Okay, so it's the Doodles. I have knit this before. This is by Yumiko Alexander. And I do believe I have 3 of her patterns in my spinning wheel. So yay, one had to come up. This is a very beginner-friendly knit. You literally knit 2 rectangles and seam them together. This is a lovely potato chippy knit. So let me go get the first one that I knit. We'll talk about the pattern, then I'll show you the first one I knit and what I liked and didn't like about it and what my plans are for Doodles 2.0. But first, let me tell you what I'm wearing. I am wearing my Stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry, and I knit this using a countdown calendar from Legacy Fiber Arts. I do believe I purchased this in 2022, and it was a very vibrant colorway. I love this. I will make this sweater again. I love a fingering weight sweater, and I love the fit. It's not too deep in the yoke. You could make it longer if you wanted. Mine just hits just below my hip bones, and it is a staple for even layering pieces. So I think fingering weight sweaters are perfect for layering. And it was an easy knit, and it was fun because of all the striping changes. It was very fun to knit, and you can't see it in the picture, but some of this yarn has sparkle. So I'm very happy and very colorful and very festive. Okay, so let me go get the pattern and we will review the pattern, my first Doodles and Doodles 2.0. Okay, so I'll put a picture up here of the pattern. So this is the Doodles by Yumiko Alexander. This pattern was published in 2023, so this is not really a deep stash pattern, but the yarn I'm using is super deep stash from 2020, so I got half of it right. It is a DK weight pattern where you're literally holding 2 fingering weight yarns together, and you're using 6mm needles. Love that. This is going to be a fast knit. So 6mm needles, and lucky me, I do have more than one set of 6mm needles, but my favorites I couldn't use for the Lemongrass, so they're all ready to go for this project. This is spectacular. Now, it comes in 4 sizes and literally 45-inch width, 49-inch, 53, and 57. And the reason that it is just the 4 sizes is because it is just a loose fitting garment. And I'll tell you about this one in a minute. But you can do it short sleeve or long sleeve. I'm undecided as which one I'm going to do. I'm thinking that this is a summer or transitional season knit. And I'm thinking I might go long sleeve, but I'm not 100% sure. The nice part about that is you don't have to decide until you finish the front and back, and then you can figure out whether you want to put sleeves on or not. Excuse me. It is a boat neck. There is nothing difficult about this. This is 2 rectangles sewn together. There's eyelets, it's top down, worked flat, and it's easy peasy, easy peasy. Now, the one that I made originally is more in I'm gonna say almost a bulky weight yarn. This is my first one. I'll put a picture up here of me wearing it. But this was made in a hobby yarn, a very inexpensive cotton silk, 50% cotton, 50% silk blend. I can't remember the name of it anymore, but I bought it. It was a DK weight, but so I was reading the pattern when I ordered this yarn. It was DK, so I ordered DK yarn. but I didn't read the pattern, so I didn't recognize that you're holding two together. So I am actually holding two yarns together on this, and then every once in a while you're dropping one yarn to create this beautiful texture. So what I am going to use is my Deep Stash Shibui. Now Shibui, oh, I love this stuff, in the color Apple. Now this, I do believe, is 70% merino, 30% silk in the color Apple. You get 191 yards of it. Now I bought these skeins way back in 2020 at Valley Yarns, which was a local yarn store in Surrey. But I only had 800 yards. And I thought, what am I going to do with 800 yards? Didn't really know what to do with it. So I went online, I went on Ravelry to see if anybody else had Shibui, and sure enough, somebody else did, and they had 4 skeins. Excellent! So I purchased them, not realizing that Shibui at some point switched who made their yarn for them. So this Shibui, which the content is the same, 70-30, but it's different than this Shibui. This is slightly finer. This is slightly looser spun, and it's a little bit more halo-y. This is more silky looking. So now I had 800 yards of this and I got 800 yards of that. And I'm thinking, what the heck am I gonna do? And the colors are close, but in certain lights, there is a difference. Just the way the light hits the actual yarn, there's a bit of a difference. So this is the perfect pattern for this yarn. I need 800 of each. Yay, 1600 yards for the size. I want this to be drapey and overflowy, so I could just do 49 inches, which gives me 9 inches of positive ease, but I think I'm gonna go for the 53. I'm gonna go for the full meal deal. It's supposed to be drapey. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the size 3. Oh, maybe I'll do the size 2. Yeah, maybe I'll do the size 2 because I might make it longer than this one. This one, the one I'm wearing, is a little bit cropped. I might want to make it just a little bit longer to wear. I envision wearing it more with linen pants, like just very basic, almost like the Lane pants, or is it called the Ruby pants from Seamwork? I have to think about it, but just an elasticized waist linen pant with pockets for a really nice oversized, and a little tank top underneath. And I think that would be a very, very nice look. So that's why I want to make it a little bit longer so that it's more comfortable to do that. And I don't have to wear a long shirt underneath it, because not everything can be cropped for wearing over a dress. You have to have some outfits that are a little bit different. So that is the yarn. I am so excited to use this. I know you're getting tired of hearing me say that, but I am. So I am going to get everything together and I am going to cast on. I will check in with you a little bit later. Okay, I have casted on. I've cast on? Yes, I've cast on, not casted. I have cast on holding 2 yarns together. So one is the Shibui from Valley Yarn and the other is the Shibui from Ravelry that I purchased. So 2 different sort of skeins, very similar, very similar. And I decided to cast on the size large, which just remind me was supposed to be 53 inches, I think. The size large was supposed to be 53 inches. I am thinking that this is a lot more than 53 inches. So I'm going to knit a little bit further, and this isn't a matter of too many stitches. This is a matter of the 6mm being too big. Like, look at this thing. This would be, if this is how wide it is, this is going to be a kaftan. This is going to be a massive garment on me. So I'm gonna continue to knit for a few more rows and just decide whether or not I am happy with the size it's turning out. If not, I might have to go reduce a couple number of stitches because the next size down is only 8 stitches different. It is not that much in terms of stitches. It's really not that much, like literally not that much at all. So I don't know that that is going to be the issue. I mean, I guess I could also go down that much and go to the small size if this is the gauge I'm going to get. So I just want to knit a little bit more and see if it pulls itself together. If not, I'm going to have to undo this and cast on yet again. Not a problem. Now, in terms of this one versus my other doodle, this is coming out thicker than I thought it would. It's coming out thicker than I thought it would. It's not as thick as the other one, but it's not as thin. And again, here we go. Very open knit. Now it's supposed to be an open knit. This is supposed to be a transitional or cool summer evening kind of a cover up. So I'm just not 100% sure. I think I might go down a needle size and go down a pattern size. So you get to find out tomorrow what I do with this cast on number 9. But before I go, let's do the reveal on the hair. It should be almost dry by now. I don't think it's 100% dry, but there you go. That's what happens. And all it is one of these little spongy roller things, and I just put my hair in a ponytail, hold it, roll it down, fold it together in the back, and then I clip my hair and the sponge at the back. And there you go. That is Linda's curling of her hair. And I just let it air dry. I blow dried it a little bit, and I don't know if you're interested in that or not, but I'm telling you anyway. So I just blow dry it a little bit to get most of the moisture out, and then I have it up in a clip for at least 2 hours. And there you go. It doesn't last all day, but it looks pretty at the moment. Anyway, everybody, again, have a great day and look forward to speaking to you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.